I've been wanting to do that for a while now. What's up guys, it's Nick. Lately I've been looking into my setup a lot, thinking of what I can add or how I can make it better. And while I do think a lot has changed since my last setup video about 5 months ago, I don't think I'm quite ready to do a new one. Well, to be precise, I'm missing one key element before I can make a full setup tour. So once I do get it, hopefully soon, we'll be going into my gaming, YouTube, and productivity setup. For now though, I think I'm at a key point with my audio recording setup, so why don't we do a full tour on that and how I use it for YouTube, gaming, streaming, and all my Zoom conference calls. I'll also be giving you a price rundown and the only reason why I bought this microphone. Everything you're seeing right now has had its use. I sometimes fail to be pragmatic and utilitarian with my things. However, everything from the lav mic all the way to my main microphone has either been used in a TikTok video, my main YouTube video, or just while I'm streaming. You can record an amazing video. However, if your audio is off, that throws off the whole vibe of the video. As you can probably tell by my keyboard video, which is my highest viewed video on the channel, but you can only hear from the left side. The feeling you get on your hands is very different. We don't talk about that video. The jokes aside, even though I'm still learning the whole recording process, I'm always looking for faults in my audio, which is probably why I'm still using my main microphone on my boom arm, especially when I'm doing A-roll shots instead of using something like a lav mic. Moving on to what I use, let's go from the smallest thing all the way to the biggest one. The lav mic that I'm currently using is the Fifine C2A lavalier. It's the mic I currently use for my TikTok videos or if I just want to make a phone recording and move along. Even though it's a decent microphone and it will give you the freedom when you're recording not being tethered to a desk or a mount, I find the difference between this thing and my main mic way too big, which is why I still use my mic. You see, my videos mainly consist of me standing right in front of the camera, talking to you guys, either sitting down or at my desk. I also tend to splash a bit of B-roll to make everything much more interesting. This makes me rely on my other components since I'm already sitting straight face to the camera. In the future, however, if I do plan to be away from the camera or just moving along, I do plan on using this mic. For now, I'm just placing it into the microphone jack in my camera to have a second recording as a backup track and to help sync with the main track when I'm recording. This microphone comes out at about $20, making it the cheapest one in my setup. My main microphone for basically everything else is the Rode Procaster. I haven't really done a full review on this mic, however, I have done a comparison between a professional level microphone and an entry level microphone with the Blue Snowball. If you want to check it out, there's the card, or if you want me to review this mic, just comment down below. This mic is amazing. Not only do you get beautiful quality out of it, since it's a dynamic microphone, it barely picks up any background noise at all. This is especially great in my case since I live next to a main road, which means that I have a lot of city noises. Cars, trucks, ambulances, every single moment of the day. It's also an XLR mic, which does require an XLR cable and an interface, but we'll get onto that soon. Within my budget, I had a choice between either a mid-range or a high-range microphone. On the higher end of the spectrum, I was looking at the Shure SM7B, and quite frankly, I'm still looking into it. However, the reviews for this microphone, especially the one from Podcastages, made me realize that maybe spending $400 on a microphone with me not knowing anything about audio was probably not a good idea. The crispness, the easy driving, and just Rode as a company really sold me on this microphone. But there's also something much bigger that came into play when I chose this one in specific. It's the deal that I got for it. But before we go into that, I need to tell you about what I have mounted on it and how I'm using it, and what I think is the best use scenario for it with the best components for it. The boom arm I'm using is probably the best looking, albeit expensive choices in the market. If you can't tell, it's the Blue Compass boom arm. Now, at this price, you're either looking into the Blue Compass or the Rode PSA-1. They're both at around $100, and I do think they're equally as good. However, one of them has a better aesthetic to it, and the other one is just a better feeling boom arm in general. This one won me over solely on aesthetics, and the fact that it has a feature that the Rode does not have. It's a channel for your cable to run through the entire boom arm. I think that feature and how it looks makes it a bit superior over the Rode. The boom arm is sturdy yet reliable, and you can swing it any way or form you want. It will hold your mic down steadily and just unwavering. This mic is pretty heavy, especially with the shock mount and everything I have added onto it. However, there's no sag, it doesn't move even when I'm moving the table around. Attached to the boom arm is the Rode PSM1 shock mount, and this basically isolates any type of external vibration or anything that can affect the audio quality of the mic. At the top of the mic, you'll see the Rode WS2 pop filter windshield, which I think just gives the mic a much better look. I love how it gives a bigger, beefier look to it, and it's funny to think how something so simple can change the whole aesthetic of the microphone. Now, here's where things get interesting. If we do a full cost rundown on my whole audio setup, you'll get the microphone at $230. The PSM mount is about $40. This little pop filter is actually $20, which is pretty funny. And the boom arm is about $100. If you add everything up, this is about $400, but I didn't pay that much. You see, before everything, I just wanted a Blue Yeti and a Blue Compass. And while I was searching for Amazon, I realized that it was out of stock, so I went to eBay. While searching for what I wanted on eBay, I came across other microphones, and I found this gem of a deal for all of this. Everything I have in my audio setup, with 6 months of use for about half the price. The only issue was there was a bid war for it. Long story short, I won the bid, paid half the price of everything for it, and here I am with my setup. I got really lucky finding the deal that I did, and it's probably the only reason I have this microphone. But there were still some things missing. As this is an XLR mic, I was missing an XLR cable. Now, I've been playing guitar for years, and there's one thing that I've learned. Don't buy cheap cables. I'm not saying that you should spend $100 on an XLR cable, but I try to find the best one I could find, and I found this one, which is an all black 6 feet one, for about $25. In hindsight, I should have gotten about a 10 feet one, but 6 feet is more than good enough. Finally, the interface I chose was the Focusrite Scarlett Solo. I could have gone for a cheaper alternative, however, the good reviews, the price, and its small form factor really stood up to me. It's got really good preamps, which means that it can run my Procaster without the need for a cloud lifter. And it can even run my Beyerdynamic DT990's 250 ohms at near max volume capacity. All in all, I have no complaints on this little powerhouse of an interface. My only issue with it is the color, but I might be changing that soon. You'll just have to wait and see. If you were wondering, this is about how much I paid for all my recording gear. But here's the thing, if you're starting YouTube or any other form of social media, you do not need to spend this much. I've done a review on a $50 microphone from Fifine, and it blew my mind. Me, on the other hand, I have a different mindset on buying gear. I also have a pretty bad spending habit. I consider most of the gear that I buy as an investment, but I do think that you should buy the best thing you can afford with your budget. No, this doesn't mean to go out of the way and buy the most expensive thing you can, but if you're going to use it, you might as well just buy it once and buy it right. But that may be the spendaholic in me. If you enjoy this, remember that a like and a sub goes a long way. What's your favorite piece of gear in my setup? And do you think that I should add anything else? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, I hope I'll see you next time, and bye.